Hello everybody, I'm Alexander. I was born in France and since 17 years I do live and work in Russia. I do have different businesses and the main of them I help foreigners from Western countries to relocate to Russia.
What's up everybody, this is Igor in Russia, yours truly, straight from the capital of Russia, Moscow. And in this video we're going to be talking to a Frenchman in Moscow and his name is Alexander. Welcome Alexander to the channel.
Thank you very much, Igor.
Can't wait to talk about his life and his views about living in Russia. So stay tuned and let's go. What was the original decision that led you to Russia 17 years ago, you say?
So basically I was willing to work abroad, not in France. So I was looking at the BRICS countries. I was looking to work in China, where I had experience to work in China. So I had a big plan to relocate and work in China. And I met my wife, which is Russian from France. So we met in France and we decided to relocate not in China, but in Russia. So we relocated to Russia for many reasons, most probably to work and live abroad, not to raise our children in France. And also we wanted to live in some more traditional country. So Russia was the good choice. It's still a European country. And by the time it already had a lot of economical opportunities. So to relocate, find a job and a good economical situation, that was our best decision to move to Moscow.
How has Russia or Moscow changed during these years?
It has changed a lot. We have the feelings that we live in another country, and it's not only Moscow. Most of the Russian cities have been improving the quality of life, the level of infrastructures, the economical situation. Everything is going better. Everything is becoming better in mostly all directions. So Russia is improving. Russia is doing good. Russia is doing well. And now Moscow has become a very modern, very technological city. It's a very safe city where you can walk at night in every district, in every suburbs. Women are not at risk. It's a city where everything is open 24 hours per day, 7 days a week, where you can do a lot of things online. So it's super digitalized city. And in this way, it is much more advanced than most of the European cities.
But what about if somebody does not want to live in Moscow? Is it horribly worse, or is it how less developed is it? Because you know rumors and you know the online commentaries.
For sure, yeah. No, it's before 17 years ago there was Moscow and the rest of Russia. 10 to 12 years ago there was Moscow, St. Petersburg and the big cities and the rest of Russia. And nowadays I can say, because I'm traveling a lot within Russia, that now this things getting better. It concerns every city. So of course you have a lot of different kind of Russias. You have Moscow, which is the big cities. You have smaller cities. You have ethnic republics like Chechnya, like Karelia in the north. So these are like republics with their own president, with their own laws. But everywhere the level of life is improving now. It's getting better. So if a foreigner wants to come to Russia and not to live in Moscow, he can live in some smaller cities and find a good level of life.
At the same time, how did France change during these years, in your view?
So France, unfortunately, changed for the worst. It has become a country with too much immigration, uncontrolled immigration. It has become more and more dangerous to be in the streets at day and at night. So we have a lot of problem with this. We have a quite rich political system. We have a lot of problem with the economy, high level of unemployment. So unfortunately, France is becoming worse and worse every year, while in the meantime, Russia is becoming better and better every year. So I see that it's totally the opposite.
So Alexander, you said you helping people migrate, French especially. So what would you say that what kind of people are suitable for moving, or what kind of typical people are there who are moving here? What's the typical demographics or ideology? What's their life situation?
That's a good question. So with my team we help mostly French speaking Europeans. So it's mostly people from France, from Switzerland, from Belgium, also from French speaking Quebec, Canada. That's a lot of various different kind of profiles. So you have people that come here because they want to live in some more traditional society. So they come to Russia for the traditional values. You have people that are looking for better economic situation. So they come to Russia because they feel like Russia has a strong economic growth. and is a country with a high potential for them. We have now families, so French papa, French mama with the kids. They just want to come with the kids to offer the kids a better situation, a better future. So we have very different profiles. We have people which are retired, we have young people, we have people around 40, 50 years old. We have men single, we have women single, we have families. We have a lot of different profiles. Now there is a growing trend in Europe, a growing trend to migrate to Russia.
Many people ask me, how much money do you need to move to Russia?
That's a big question. If you relocate to Moscow, so of course it's going to be more expensive. The thing is that when people relocate, it's also up to them which kind of life level they want, which kind of lifestyle they want. Will they work? Will they start a business? Will they wait to have the good documents to be employed? Will they find a job? So that's a very random question, because if you come to Moscow with your wife and three kids and you want to live in the center of the city, of course that's expensive. If you want to relocate alone in some more provincial city like Vladimir or Rostov and live normally, so of course the cost will be 3 times less. But the good thing with Russia is that depending where you go, you can find a lot of differences with the level of life, so also with the cost of life. So someone with like less money can start the Russian project in a smaller city in order to not to spend all the money and to save money. So that's the main question. The main answer is what kind of life would you like to have in Russia? But of course, I can say that living in Russia for a long time, I can say that Russia is much more cheap than European and Western countries. The level of life, the cost of life is much more less. So it's good when you earn euros or dollars and you can live and spend them in Russia.
So guys, did you know this? You did not answer the question. So if you're 3 years for the shared values, for example, the temporary visa, considering your answer, how much approximately you should have for the 3-year stay? Because
if you receive this 3 years temporary residency permit based on the shared value visa, so first you receive a 3 months private visa. It allows you to come to Russia. During these 3 months, you give all the documents to receive the temporary residency permit. It takes 4 months to receive it, and once you receive it, you have 3 years. You have the right to stay, to work, and to be 3 years within the Russian territory. So, and you can be hired. You can work as a Russian, as an employee. You can also work as an entrepreneur. So if you don't want to work and you have to stay in Russia without earning money, of course that's an issue. But let's say that if you want to live in Moscow, for example, I would say that you need to consider to spend 600 euros for renting the flat, maybe not less, 500, 600 euros you can rent one room flat in the metro area. Then you need to spend maybe, depending if you drink alcohol, if you go partying a lot, but in a very conservative scenario, you can spend maybe, I would say 400 euros for the food. And then a lot of things are much more cheaper. So internet costs like 6 euros per month. The telephone, mobile phone abonnement could cost maybe 5-6 euros per month. And you can have some business lunch. So it's business lunch when you go to eat at the restaurant during the day. So it's like 3 plates and one drink, some tea, juice or something else. And you can in Moscow have this business lunch for like 3-4 euros. So somehow it's much less expensive than the same in France or in Paris, for example.
So approximately, I would say that you described this, the average salary, it's about 1,500 rubles in Moscow. Euros, yeah. And if you're basically in St. Petersburg, same logic would fit that approximately 1,100 in St. Petersburg.
That would be 25% less.
Yeah. If you want to know how much, just Google the city's average salary, and that's how much money you actually need.
Exactly. Center of Moscow, wild nature.
So this video is hiking with Alexander and Igor in Moscow center. Living in Russia for as long as you have, that gives you much more perspective. What is the best things that you love about Russia? What continues to amaze you?
What I like is that the country is changing. So like I feel every year something new is appearing around. Like it's about infrastructure, it's about a new law, good law, it's about a new restaurant, it's about everything is developing. And we have this feeling that it's never stopping. Like Russia is some kind of living organism, and it's alive. It's alive. Wow, and you can hear it's alive, and we feel every year like that. This year has been like better than the previous one. That things have been improving. So there is a feeling when you live in Russia that you live in a society which is doing better year per year, year to year. So I think that's the opposite feeling that people in the Western Europe are feeling now, where they feel like every year is getting worse. So that's this positive feeling that you have when you live in Russia. It makes you happy. And of course, the Russians, because the Russian people are just amazing. They are very curious, they are very open, their mentality is super, they're flexible, they are, I would say, technophile, so they like technology. This is another strong point about Russia. Of course, Russian women are wonderful and beautiful, and it gives a positive atmosphere to have so much beauty in the streets. And I would say the last thing, probably, well, services, everything is open, you can order everything online, you can have everything, you can go to dentist at night, you can go to everything you can do all the time. And of course, fiscality. There is a super low level of taxes on incomes and so on. So if you're a businessman, if you do business, fiscality is super low, so it's very attractive.
Are Russians suspicious of foreigners? How foreigners are treated in Russia?
Okay, so for now, no, there is absolutely no suspicious, no things. When these big things in Ukraine started, I remember I went to a restaurant and the waitress was hearing I was speaking French with my son, so she came to me and said, "Oh, where are you from? You're from France. Oh, I'm sorry about these events." I said, "No, we are sorry about this event." So finally, we were all sorry about these events. And since the last 3 years, never have been traveling within Russia, into deep Russia. And I never experienced any like bad words or like bad behaviors because I was speaking French, and neither do all my foreign friends. They never experienced something bad with Russians, which is amazing.
And I think Russians really like French in general as cultural, historical.
There is something in between our two cultures, and also I want to say that, which is very important, is that everywhere I go in Russia, when I start speaking like Russian or French, and they say, where are you from? They hear something, and I start to explain that I'm a European living in Russia. They are also curious. They want to know, wow, it's cool. How come? Where? So they want to know the story. So they're super curious. So no bad emotions, no bad emotions with foreigners, never. So look, this is the Varvara Street, which is with all these old churches, which I really love. This is big, like traditional Stalinian buildings. It's one of the 7 sisters. There are 7 buildings like this in Moscow. This one is a residential one. And of course, the most beautiful thing, the Kremlin, the Red Square, which is here. Look, it's amazing. It's beautiful. We are in the center of the city. It's 13 million people, and you hear it's super quiet. So as you can see, the monastery, Kremlin, everything amazing.
What kind of opportunities is for people who are interested to travel to Russia, not necessarily move right away?
We do work with these people, we do help them. So what we offer to them, what we allow them to do, we allow them to travel to Russia. We created a very specific tourism agency, so we call it the migration tourism. It allows people to come to Russia. We organize all the tour for them, so guides, visits, hotels, they can pay abroad, and then they can come to Russia, they can visit Russia, and also they can get extensive additional visits or meetings with people that will help them to better understand Russia. So we go to the hospitals, we go to the administration, we meet the Chamber of Commerce, we meet people from the business, we visit flats, real estate, and we do a lot of trainings to show them the real Russia. We'll visit the metro, of course. So we show them suburbs in the city, not only the center. We go to some other cities close to Moscow. We show them the real reality of nowadays Russia.
The first steps is to do what?
So the first step is to contact us. So we created an initiative recently which is called Welcome to Russia. I guess Igor will put the link to this website. This is a non-governmental organization that helps foreigners to come to Russia, that provide them with the good information about Russia, that helps them also coming to Russia via our agency Time to Russia. And then we can help these people to move forward, if they want, of course, and stay longer in Russia, we advise them, we help them, and we give them the proper and the good information so that they can realize their Russian dream.
And guys, as I told you, Alexander is also a YouTuber. Alexander, how people can watch you, especially if you speak French? How can we find you?
They can find me on Telegram or on YouTube with the nickname Alexandre Frussien. So on my channel, on my both channels.
Alexander Frussien, that's French and Russian together. France and Russia, Frussien.
Exactly, that's a Russian.
So guys, go check it out. I will put the link in the description. Guys, if you're interested about traveling to Russia, he organizes some tours. If you're interested in moving in Russia, also the same link you can contact Welcome to Russia website and start from there. Plus, of course, the easiest way is to just comment, leave a comment down below. I hope Alexander will check them out. You promise?
I will, I promise.
Some people are gonna get some answers. Спасибо. So we'll see you guys in Moscow, right?
For sure, or anywhere in Russia.
Yep. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching another of my videos. I do a lot of work and showing you reality in Russia and Russia-related places. Make sure to check out the places that you're interested in with the link in the description. There's an interactive Google Maps that you can use to find another places all around the world. Go check it out on a browser. Also, if you want to support and you wear Igor Russian shop clothing, you can do that. There's a link in the description to my store. Distribution all across the world. Thanks for watching and leave a like and see you in the next one. Bye bye.